She had this incredible laugh, this giddy, slightly disconcerting laugh. Her name was
Martha.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the best shows that premiered in 2024, as well as ongoing shows that maintain the same levels of quality this year.
Do you guys want me to read this list?
Hell no.
Number 24, Industry, Series 3.
I had a word with my uncle. Nobody is ever going to see that image again.
Our stock in this financial drama has certainly gone up since it premiered in 2020. While it started on a solid note, Industry has only gotten buzzier with every series. This third installment, in particular, was a breakthrough with the addition of cast members like Kit Harington and Sarah Goldberg.
It's a bit rude to talk about her like that in front of her.
For those who've been following the inner workers of Pierpoint & Co. from the get-go, the evolution of mainstays like Myha'la Herald's Harper is where the real meat of Series 3 lies. The higher some characters climb the corporate ladder, the more despicable they become. Industry grows more addictive in the process. It speaks to the intoxicating nature of this world, where no vice is greater than greed.
Are you a worker?
I am a worker.
I had a wrecking ball in that seat. I would just as quickly fire another one.
Number 23, Hazbin Hotel, Season 1.
Creepy. Okay.
Although YouTube has made it easier than ever for artists to share their work, many original projects get lost in the algorithm. The Hazbin Hotel pilot stood out with its eye-popping animation, clever premise, and devilishly charming characters.
If you're filming a commercial, can I suggest you take better advantage of the talented celebrity you have right here?
5 years later, A24 and Amazon rolled out the red carpet for creator Vivian Medrano, who has delivered one of the modern era's freshest animated shows. It's also among TV's most infectious musicals, with songs that range from inspiring to demented, often at the same time.
Yeah, I know it's poison, you're feeding me poison. I'm choking from the taste and I can't help but swallow.
Hazbin Hotel is as invigorating as a Broadway musical, but animation is the ideal medium to realise this unhinged world. It's a match made in heaven, and a happy day in hell.
If you don't mind the smell, it's a happy day in hell.
Number 22, Dead Boy Detectives, Season 1. Set in the Sandman universe, Dead Boy Detectives adds several ingredients with a stronger emphasis on comedy, mystery, and teen drama. This adaptation of the DC comic series was critically well received and brought in respectable numbers for Netflix. The viewership apparently didn't meet the streamer's standards though, getting cancelled after just one season.
Hey, there's a good lad. There he is, just a lot harder next time.
Dead Boy Detectives already had a difficult journey to the screen, originally being developed for HBO Max. With a change of leadership at DC, Netflix swooped in to rescue the series. We suppose fans should be grateful that they got even one season of this wildly imaginative show, yet we're still holding on to hope it'll find life after death, possibly leading to a resurrection, or at least a Sandman crossover episode.
Okay. Great talk.
Number 21, Heartstopper, Season 3.
I'm really glad we talked about the mental health stuff. I'm just still really worried about you.
Heartstopper remains one of the most hopeful shows in modern television. That doesn't mean it shied away from the harsh realities of growing up. Season 3 continued to expand its reach as several characters, especially Charlie, grappled with mental health. Heartstopper once again displays the power of empathy and friendship.
It makes him really anxious. Been getting really bad recently. I'm trying to get him to talk to me about it, maybe talk to his parents or something, but he says he just can't.
Yet even those closest to you can only do so much. Sometimes you need to let professionals in too. While this story has always been about acceptance, Series 3 digs deeper, exploring why self-love is essential and the importance of asking for help. Life won't always be sunny, but with confidence in yourself and a caring support system by your side, those fleeting perfect moments will go a long way in keeping your heart full.
Hi.
Number 20, Ripley.
How much money do you need?
Quanto denaro desidera?
More than ever, it's been argued that TV shows, especially miniseries, are essentially becoming movies with longer runtimes. Of all the shows that debuted in 2024, perhaps none felt more quote-unquote cinematic than Ripley. This isn't merely because of the A-list casting or the first-rate production values, Robert Elswit's cinematography being worthy of comparison to the French New Wave. Despite being 8 episodes, Ripley flows as naturally as any film adaptation of Patricia Highsmith's novel. It may be a slow burn for some, but that makes it all the more rewarding as we peel our way to the centre of Tom Ripley. It's all about what's happening on the surface. Even when it seems like little is happening, Tom is always planning his next move.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Number 19, Slow Horses, Season 4.
What kind of person blows up a shopping centre full of people? Makes you wonder what's next.
Yeah, Jaffa cakes. That's what's next.
Slow Horses is an appropriate title, not because the pacing is slow. On the contrary, anyone who checks out this spy thriller will be quickly hooked. Slow Horses wasn't the most talked about show when it premiered in 2022, however. With every passing year, its following has grown thanks to word of mouth.
He was shot twice, once in the chest, once in the face.
Seems excessive. Oh, he could be annoying, I'll give you that.
You don't seem too concerned.
Sometimes when people catch up with a show that's been on for a while, they notice a sudden drop in quality. Slow Horses, meanwhile, only seems to gain momentum with each episode. Series 4, based on the novel Spook Street, opens with a bang and never slows down from there. Once again, the action doesn't overshadow the humour or character dynamics that have gradually made the show a hit.
I'll have the pork and a bottle of the house red.
I'd probably better not drink anything.
Well, just a bottle of the house red then.
Number 18, The Sympathizer.
All it takes is one morally upstanding, heroic American soldier to straighten everything out.
Robert Downey Jr. playing several characters might have been the selling point for this adaptation of Viet Thanh Nguyen's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. By the end of its 7 episodes, we were even more impressed with Won Shondae's central performance as the captain.
Is it because you're so in love with Miss Mori? Huh? Or is it because you're afraid? Afraid to lose the comfort of America?
His enigmatic name reflects his place in the world, or lack thereof. His mother was Vietnamese while his father was French. His identity crisis amplifies upon heading to the US as the Vietnam War nears its end. Infiltrating a South Vietnamese community while reporting to the North Vietnamese, the protagonist wrestles with where he belongs in this compelling character study.
You feel so guilty that you'll pray for death all over again.
As extraordinary as his circumstances may be, the captain's internal struggle is one that many Vietnamese Americans can relate to.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
What a shame.
Number 17, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Season 12.
It's the recipe! It's the recipe for the salad dressing! Oh my God!
26 years ago, Seinfeld left us with a divisive finale, to put it mildly. The final season of Curb is Larry David's way of saying sorry, not sorry.
And this Fouché?
What a pain in the ass! He's still making requests. I gotta get on a Zoom with his son Simon? That kid's a potato. His dad's gonna have to donate a building to get that kid into college.
Season 12 mirrors the Seinfeld finale, with both revolving around a trial. Where the Seinfeld gang got in trouble for doing nothing, Larry lands in hot water for actually doing something nice for a change.
Hey?
Yeah, you. You under arrest for violation of the Election Integrity Act.
What? What are you talking about?
Jerry returns for the finale just as Larry came back for Seinfeld's final episode. Larry got most of the blame for how Seinfeld ended, but could Jerry be Curb's savior? Let's just say that in both shows, nothing meaningful is learned. If Larry walked away with one lesson though, it's that sometimes you should just give viewers what they want.
This is how we should have ended the finale. Oh my God, you're right. How did we not think of that?
Number 16, Bad Monkey, Season 1.
You know, you have the most punchable face I've ever seen, not on a golf course.
Vince Vaughn is one of our best comedic actors, although he's occasionally gotten saddled with lackluster scripts that over-rely on him and him alone to bring the funny. Thankfully, Vaughn has clever writing and a strong supporting cast to help with the heavy lifting in Bad Monkey.
You know, people keep telling me that I should stay away from you because you'll drag me down. Is that true?
Well, unfortunately, I can confirm that without a doubt, that is 100% true.
Vaughn is also given a role perfectly tailored to his talents, yet unlike anything he's done before. He plays a former detective who nonetheless finds himself trying to solve a bonkers mystery involving a severed arm and a body of lies. There also might be a monkey in the mix. It's another winner from developer Bill Lawrence of Ted Lasso, Shrinking, and Scrubs, again proving himself as one of the most versatile comedy showrunners out there.
I hope you move in next door. Oh, he's so wet. I could use a hit of this every day.
Number 15, Presumed Innocent, Season 1.
Sitting over there is the accused, James McDavid. And I can tell you that he sits there not guilty, because that is what our Constitution demands.
If you've read Scott Turow's novel or seen the 1990 film adaptation starring Harrison Ford, you might think this TV series will be devoid of twists. Whether you're well versed in the source material or this is your introduction, Presumed Innocent is a gripping legal thriller and family drama that'll keep you guessing even after all the puzzle pieces seemingly fall into place.
What I'm saying! Carolyn buried the evidence.
Which was inconclusive.
No, Carolyn buried the evidence, Ray.
With a second season on the way, we're eager to see where David E. Kelley and company take the story next. Whatever awaits, Season 1 is a highly bingeable mystery bolstered by exceptional lead performances from Jake Gyllenhaal and Ruth Negga. It would be a crime indeed if they didn't pick up a few notices come award season.
Let's do our jobs, shall we?
Number 14, Three Body Problem, Season 1.
That's a video game? Where's the rest of it?
After spending nearly a decade in Westeros, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss go from fantasy to sci-fi with Three Body Problem. Co-created alongside Alexander Wu, D&D again demonstrate their capacity to adapt complex source material while juggling a large ensemble.
But why is one afraid while the other is not? Do individuals experience fear on their own?
It's an individual emotion, yes.
For us, fear is something we experience as one.
Whether or not they'll stick the landing this time is anyone's guess, but like Game of Thrones, Three Body Problem will hook you in for the long haul from its opening scene onward.
你曾经是我的学生，你应该很清楚。 老实点！
Even if you don't always follow the show's complicated science, viewers will identify with its ethical questions concerning humanity, technology, progress, and everything in between. The series makes you feel the weight of the world, but the personal stories truly drive the search for answers.
Nice, Francis Bacon.
Yeah, two-player mode. England again. So you're in my game.
Mate, I've lived in England for 12 years.
Number 13, Nobody Wants This, Season 1.
It's called Nobody Wants This.
You'd be surprised how many rom-coms forget to be romantic or funny. Fortunately, Nobody Wants This is both, but it's also something more. Kristen Bell's Joanne and Adam Brody's Noah complete one another in ways they never expected.
Isn't it crazy that we never kissed this whole time? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I'm very aware we haven't kissed yet.
No relationship is without sacrifice, however. Nobody Wants This questions how much couples must give up to make a relationship work. Are your family, career aspirations, and spiritual beliefs, or lack thereof, worth compromising for a significant other? The series tackles this issue in mature ways, and immature ways as well.
I'll be really bummed if you can't make it, but if you're sick...
Yeah, believe me, I'm gonna be bummed too.
Probably shouldn't have coffee with a sore throat, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're sick.
Good call.
In any case, the central couple is always immensely likeable and relatable. They complement and offset each other, making us root for them like no other TV couple this year.
Sorry, I'm cute. I like when people notice.
There you go. You are cute, I noticed.
Thank you. See, I know.
Number 12, Dune Prophecy, Season 1.
Use every tool. This distort must be strengthened.
Denis Villeneuve's two movies were only the beginning. We're ready to scratch every surface of the universe that Frank Herbert created. Dune Prophecy draws from the Great Schools of Dune trilogy, which was written after Herbert's time. This prequel series takes place more than 10,000 years before Paul Atreides, revealing how the Bene Gesserit came to be.
History says it was an Atreides who led them to victory.
Even with a long-format medium like television, Dune Prophecy can occasionally be overwhelming with its lore and exposition. Like the Villeneuve films though, the show immerses us in the world with its visuals, commentary, and characters. Emily Watson and Olivia Williams lead a sprawling ensemble, providing a more in-depth look into this mysterious sisterhood. Number 11, True Detective, Night Country.
Got a break in her case?
I'm not sure yet. Want a beer?
It's hard to believe that the first season of True Detective premiered a decade ago. Night Country is arguably the best iteration since the original, yet also the most different. Behind the scenes, showrunning duties shift from Nick Pizzolatto to Issa Lopez, who brings a female perspective with Jodie Foster taking center stage.
This is not how you die in the cold. It's just not.
What killed him?
It's hard to tell without a chance to properly post-mortem them.
It's the atmosphere that's changed the most, however. We're not talking about the colder climate, but the general vibes as the show calls science fiction horror like John Carpenter's The Thing to mind. Despite these echoes of the supernatural, Night Country remains eerily grounded throughout. Similar to the works of David Lynch, it makes the audience feel half asleep and yet wide awake as if they're living a surreal nightmare.
Are you trying to say chupacabra? Whatever, the magic. It's no magic. Right? There's a real explanation for this.
Number 10. Agatha All Along.
I've missed you.
After hitting a rough patch, the MCU bounced back in 2024 on both the big and small screens. In the latter case, the MCU's secret weapon was Agatha All Along. Catherine Hahn assumes the title of Head Witch after stealing the show in WandaVision.
I'd say you should burn like the rest of them, but that would be a waste of kindling.
Enough! You need to shut up!
Go to hell!
Make me!
While the spin-off shares parallels with its predecessor, it stands out from anything the MCU has done, with a blend of dark magic and dark humour. Although the series presents Agatha Harkness in a more sympathetic light, it doesn't make her a full-blown good guy. Calling her an anti-hero can even feel generous at times.
Well, let's talk about you then, you little dirtbag.
However you categorise her, we'll gladly follow Agatha down any road, even if there might be a body count. Yep, it's a refreshingly morbid MCU show.
I want my prize!
Number 9. English Teacher, Season 1.
Sending it off to communist China.
What are you talking
Let me
about?
ask you, why is the number one app in the world
No politics.
run?
In today's changing landscape, comedy can be tricky to traverse. Some believe the genre has become too politically correct. Others say it's stuck in the past. In a way, this is reflected in English Teacher.
It was just like barely, I don't even know if our lips touch. Do you understand? This is homophobia. This is what homophobia is like.
I don't care what it is.
Insidious.
I'm agoraphobic.
A comedy writer's room isn't too different from a classroom. In both, people must think more carefully than ever about what they say, risking getting fired otherwise. That makes the job harder, but it can also lead to creative solutions. English Teacher finds a middle ground, approaching comedy and education through a progressive lens while still pushing back against PC culture.
But I don't need this on the internet. Please don't put that on.
I feel attacked right now.
You feel like what?
I feel attacked right now.
I feel attacked!
Creator Brian Jordan Alvarez leads a fine-tuned ensemble with each character bringing a relatable perspective. Whichever character you identify with, everyone brings the laughs.
You're stealing from the school?
No, this is stuff I've owned before.
Stuff you've owned before? What does that even mean?
Number 8. Baby Reindeer.
How was your shift, reindeer? Did you think of me?
Few have a story like Richard Gadd's, which provided the basis for this one-man show and this miniseries. At the same time, at least one of Gadd's experiences might speak to you on a personal level. Even if you've never had a relentless stalker like Gadd, maybe you've struggled with failure, identity, or trauma.
It's the guy from That Thing. It's the funny guy. And I wanted so badly to be the funny guy.
Above all else, Baby Reindeer captures the universal feeling of helplessness. The authorities are of little assistance to Gadd's character. He's afraid to consult friends and family, be it due to embarrassment or shame. Even when the protagonist isolates himself from his abusers, he's left alone with his self-hatred.
What the hell? She's stalking me.
I suggest you apologise and let us go about doing our job again in the correct manner.
Apologise? To her? Are you kidding me?
While by no means an easy watch, Baby Reindeer is therapeutic, honest, and for some, potentially life-changing, even life-saving.
I swear to God, you lay another finger on him, I'm going to wipe that lip from you, mark my words.
Number 7. The Boys, Season 4.
I want you to take these bats and beat these gentlemen to death.
We admit it's increasingly ironic that such an anti-corporation show is brought to us by Jeff Bezos' company. Even so, if superheroes were real, The Boys is probably the most realistic portrayal.
Listen to me. We are gonna change the world, Vicky, for our kids and their kids. The first super-abled president.
People don't need super strength or laser eyes to abuse their positions of power. Once they realize that guardrails are illusions, little is stopping the powerful from doing whatever they want. That is except for a small group that pushes back.
You helping? Or you just showing off?
Oh, for sure, both.
Even if they stand up to the big bad, what happens when society abandons ethics and proclaims the villain their champion? It sounds heavy-handed and maybe hits a little too close to home, but don't worry, Season 4 of The Boys is still funny, ridiculous, and ridiculously funny.
What is that smell?
Is
that you?
I had falafel for lunch. What?
I smell an Oscar nomination.
Shut up, man.
Number 6, Hacks Season 3.
It's normal to have some hearing loss at your age.
I'll have you know I have excellent hearing. I overheard your nurse in the waiting room violating HIPAA.
The creators of Hacks seemed as surprised as anyone when the third season won the Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series. Two things likely propelled Hacks to this deserved victory. First, the show is about comedy, tapping into how seasoned vets and emerging voices can learn from each other to evolve the genre.
Let's get out, move our bodies. That's you.
I suggested a mall. This wouldn't have happened at the King of Prussia, and if it did, there would have been an Apple Store!
Second, Hacks is actually funny, which isn't as common as you might think with modern sitcoms. A lot of them feel more like half-hour dramas with sprinkles of humour interspersed. That's not to say Hacks doesn't have its raw moments with Gene Smart and Hannah Ironbinder demonstrating impeccable range.
I think I am your head writer after all.
You wouldn't.
I would. Wouldn't you?
Even at its most dramatic though, Hacks understands that a comedian's job above all else is to make the audience laugh.
Stay here with me and be my partner.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a man. They're gay.
What? I am a man.
But you said partner.
Leave us alone!
Number 5, The Penguin.
Maybe I'm more than what you think.
Despite limited screen time, an unrecognisable Colin Farrell left a huge impression as the Penguin in Matt Reeves as the Batman. This miniseries from showrunner Lauren LaFranc adds new dimensions to Oswald Cobb in the most grounded and possibly the most disturbing interpretation of the villain. While Farrell escapes into the role, the Penguin is just as much a showcase for Kristen Milioti as Sophia Falcone. As different as these characters are, both are severely underestimated, making them the most dangerous players as Gotham's criminal underbelly undergoes a regime change.
That's what you wanted, right? Have my reputation precede me? You are so good at talking your way out of things.
It goes to show that Gotham is much bigger than Batman, or villains that usually hog the spotlight like the Joker. Even with a character as iconic as the Penguin, there's still so much left to say.
It's better, right? Come on. When you mix the flavors?
Yeah, it's good.
No, it's not just good, it's better.
Number 4, Arcane Season 2.
Dr. Revik. You're a monster.
As pumped up as we were for Arcane's long-awaited return, it was bittersweet knowing the second season would be the last. Like the Emmy-winning first season though, Arcane thoroughly covers a ton of ground in a relatively short time.
It's me!
Nothing comes off as dragged out or too rushed. Just about every twist and emotional beat feels earned. Season 2 is another masterclass of world building, but Arcane will be remembered as one of TV's best stories thanks to the characters and their relationships.
He told me if I wanted it, there were only 3 things I needed to do. Be honest, even if it means telling a self-righteous windbag that her breath smells like a cesspool.
Whether or not this divided world can find a peaceful middle ground, we're even more invested in seeing if Vi and Caitlin get their happy ending. Not to mention if Vi and Jinx can restore their sisterhood. Either way, be ready to cry.
Do you think it could actually work?
Underground utopia run by a skinny tin machine Harold. Maybe when Piltover slides into the sump.
Number 3, Fallout Season 1. Is Ella Pernell the secret to a successful video game adaptation? Regardless, Jinx couldn't be more different than Lucy McLean, a beacon of optimism in a world that's gone to hell.
Even till eternity, my echo, my shadow.
Even in the safety of Lucy's vault, things aren't as clean-cut as they seemed. Whether setting out to find her kidnapped father or severing a human head, Lucy tackles every challenge with an okie dokie. Her endearing naivete fits well with the grim yet humorous world of Fallout.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. May I approach?
Finding an ideal balance for newcomers and longtime fans of the games, Fallout is where the apocalypse and Americana intersect. Just as war never changes, neither does the search for the American dream, which can be more ghoulish than one might assume. Number 2. X-Men 97 Season 1.
My friends!
Well, would you look at you, girl?
We don't think it's a hot take to say that the animated X-Men series from the 90s was better than several of the live-action movies that followed. This sequel series evolves the story even further, targeting an older crowd, not just because major characters can die now.
The name's Gambit, mon ami.
What makes X-Men 97 so adult is its audacity to ask difficult questions. Namely, was Magneto right all along?
Magneto was right.
More than ever, unity between humans and mutants feels like a pipe dream. Humanity just keeps making the same mistakes. Do mutants keep working toward peace, potentially letting history repeat, or are Magneto's extreme methods the only way to end the cycle for good?
Magneto actually did it.
What? Saved our hides?
No. Declared war.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Shogun Season 1. Becoming one of the most streamed programs during its initial run and going on to dominate the primetime Emmys, it's hard to think of a show that captivated a wider range of viewers in 2024 than Shogun did.
その図らずもの運に恵まれておるようじゃの。
Seeing a mass audience gravitate toward a show heavy in subtitles is especially encouraging. To quote Bong Joon-ho, once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you will be introduced to so many more amazing films. Or in this case, TV shows.
しかし、殿に対するあまりの非礼につい。非礼？石堂殿がいつ非礼なことを申された。
With sweeping historical set pieces and arresting performances, Shogun is the definitive adaptation of James Clavell's epic novel. Wherever the series goes from here, Season 1 is bound to go down as a milestone in peak TV. Also, Anna Sawai is a star.
I do not wish to translate anymore. I do not like this man, the way he speaks to you.
So, what's your favourite show of 2024? Let us know in the comments.
We're all full up, actually. Sorry.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.